Hey guys, this is the Christian Light Education Learning to Read. I'm going to do a little flip through. Just wanted to show you this really quick. I got this from IKEA, this little white cardboard. I think it's called a magazine file holder. And you get 2 for $5, I think. And I just get it shipped in and I hold them in there. And then I have like cubicles that I store everything in. So this is a flip through of Learning to Read by CLE. Okay, so I have not finished it. I bought it, used it. We ended up kind of doing more Becca. I do have intentions of using it. I just haven't completed it. So I'm letting you know from the beginning, I have not completed it. You get these light units. You get 10 of them. And then you can also buy the extra practice sheets. The nice thing about this curriculum is it's very cheap and they teach things in a very easy to understand way. I'm going to go through all of this, but basically I'm trying to give you a little bit of input about it so you know a little bit. If you have a kid who does it, you can even just do a little bit, and if you like it, you could buy more. So like you could try it out. You could buy the first teacher's guide, 101 to 105, which this is 101 to 105 extra practice sheets, and then you would have 101, 102, 103, 104, and 105. So you could just buy 5 and this, see how you like it. I mean, I don't know, just putting it out there. Anyways, sorry. I think these are 3-week workbooks, and you can do them quicker or slower, whatever works for you. So they sell different flashcards on their website. This is the Learning to Read letter flashcards, and it goes along with the lessons. So you have an A, and then it says, is this a long or short vowel? And let me fix this. Is this a long or short vowel? Apple red keeps me healthy, it is said. So you have you have all these so Debbie Duck, can you say quack? Can say quack but can't say cluck. So they teach it a little bit different than a Becca as far as like the style of learning, but they end out at the exact same place, in my opinion. So the types of words that the kids will have learned by the end of grade 1, I think is like comparable to a Becca. So that's that. They sell other flashcards, but what I would do is buy the little index cards from Walmart for like $1 and just write out your own. But that's me, so you do whatever works for you. Anyways, I'll go through and kind of show you what you get. You get the 10 light units, and this is all stuff you can buy. Even if you have a kid, you buy all of it and your kid is just like not loving it or it's not working for you, and maybe you want to try it for the next kid, because all of our kids are different, you know. You could just buy the replacement books that the first kid did, and they're like $3, $3.50, I don't really know. But you could just buy a couple more workbooks. So if one kid doesn't love the program, buy the extra books that the first kid did, and then you can still have a complete program. Where if you buy like an Abeka workbook, you know, you got to buy like a whole new workbook for the next kid. So that's the nice thing about this curriculum, and it's very cheap. Okay, so you get those 10... the little light units, plus you get the extra practice sheets. You get the 4 readers, book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, and I'll do like a little quick flip through of those. And then here is the Phonics Cards. I put it in this Avery clear cover, heavy duty for extended use, a little binder here, and I put it like this, and I've already done a flip through of this. So I have individual flip throughs of different things, but you'll see it says like number 1. And the nice thing about that is you can, it'll tell you in the instructions, like use Phonics card 1 and 17 and 24. And then I just put this in a heavy duty sheet protector from Sam's Club. It was the Sam's Club brand, and I like the heavy duty. I don't think I'll ever go back. So in the lesson, you can also use this for their language arts and their reading, but it has information here, different words, and here it will tell you this page, this little page right here would go with the lesson Learning to Read, which is this program, Light Unit 107, Lesson 8, or this will also be used in their language arts, which is like spelling, writing, English, phonics, and that's going to be in Light Unit 103, Lesson 7, also Grade 2 in Light Unit 201, Lesson 8, and usually the first light unit is like a review of the previous grade, and then RTL, reading, I guess it's the reading, I don't really know. Man, I know that I know this, I just don't know why I don't know it. Okay, anyways, that just shows you what you're going to see this go with, but the teacher's guide is also going to say, pull out Phonics Card 5. So I've got these all in here. I love it. I like how it's organized, and I feel like they're very protected because this is a heavy duty sheet protector, so it's not like loose, it's very sturdy. Okay, so that's their phonics flashcards. I got this off eBay. This is like, I guess the 8.5 by 11 size. They have a 5 by 7. I like how this is, but the 5 by 7 will be pretty convenient as long as you have something to hold it in. So 5 by 7 is pretty cool. Anyways, so that's that. I'm gonna put that over here. And then you have the teacher's guides here. So I'm gonna kind of do a little flip through here. Sorry if you hear my chair, it is what it is. Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna show you a little bit of these books. So this is We Live, okay. At the Dam, Fat Tam, Nan, Good Sam, Good Pam, Good Tom. We Live, primer. At the Dam, so the first word would be dad. Sam, many for dad. Do some for Sam, do some for dad. For dad, for Sam, sad Sam. So the way they teach is not the same as Abeka when it's learning to read. They basically teach with like sounds, and like they kind of start off with the consonants and they go right into keywords, where Abeka teaches like the short vowel sounds. Then Abeka teaches blends like ba, be, bi, ba, ba, and then they form it into a word like bat, bit, bet, whatever. And then that's how Abeka goes. And then they go into like long vowel sounds and, you know, the silent letters, like 4-letter, 2 vowel words, and you'd see like make, and they want you to put the line over the A where it's like a long vowel sound and you cross out the E. This is a little different, just the style of teaching. So if one doesn't work for you, it might work for the other. You know, like if one curriculum doesn't work for your kid, another curriculum might. So this is a totally different style. Okay, so anyways, I'm just gonna kind of flip through here. I will say, if I knew then what I know now, I still am happy with Abeka, but I have made Abeka my own. I might need to do a video of like what works for us. But bring this a little closer here. Bring this over here. If I was gonna do CLE completely, I would start this in kindergarten, this learning to read. And I would buy their little kindergarten books, or I would buy the Rod and Staff A through G or A through H series. They're like these cute little workbooks, and they do like arts and crafts, and they're still learning stuff. But CLE has like a kindergarten 1 and a kindergarten 2 little workbooks, and it kind of goes along with this kind of stuff. But anyways, I'm not going to go totally into detail with this book. I'm just going to kind of flip through as quickly as I can. But basically, I would start learning to read at the beginning of kindergarten. This is a Mennonite Christian type curriculum. They're Christians and they're Mennonite. I don't know how I'm saying this, but they are they kind of start more of the reading in grade 1. So the way this is, I guess, intended is you would start learning to read in first grade. And I like how they don't put pressure on children having to read in the very beginning. I feel like some curriculums, like, I'm blown away that they want to teach kids to read so young. And I mean, if it comes easy to your kid, then that's fine. But if it's not coming easy to them, then I feel like don't push it. But that's just me. Anyways, they are leaning towards you start this in first grade. Once you're partway through this, you incorporate reading, Bible, language arts. I think you start math from the very beginning with this. But it's intended for grade 1. And they have a little schedule in the teacher's guide that you follow. And it says, okay, now that you're on this lesson and learning to read, now you're going to start language arts 101, lesson 1. And over here, you're going to start Bible. And so it literally gives you the schedule. When you're on a certain lesson, you'll know what you're at. But you can kind of see how this is, you know, look at how it's changed from the first book. And then you'll see, like, I guess, Light Unit 109, Lesson 5. Christian Light Education has really good customer service. I'm always happy with this curriculum. I also like the way they teach the Bible. My personal preference, if I was gonna start over and do things a particular way, like if I was gonna do this as like my primary curriculum, then I would do their English or their language arts, their math, their Bible, their learning to read, and their reading program. Okay, so this is the teacher's guides. I'm gonna kind of just show you from the beginning. Anyways, what I was saying though, sorry, I'm all over the place. I would start with their kindergarten workbooks and this and take my time in grade 1. And then I would incorporate the rest coming into in kindergarten. I would start this in kindergarten. And then as my child gets through this, then I would start incorporating the grade 1 material. Okay, so this is Light Unit 101. You're going to have listening skills, new sound D, new sound S, new sound M, new sound F, ending sounds, new sounds A, like the A sound, like the short vowel sound, middle sound, blends, review, self-check, review test. Okay, and then you can kind of see how it goes down here. And they have a scope and sequence on their website, so you can also see this. Sorry, I'm like in a loud chair over here. Okay, let me try to zoom in a bit. Okay. So feel free to pause. But you see here in appendixes, they have so much information. The scope and sequence, concept, index, flashcards, word cards, phrase cards, sight word index, spelling words by lesson, penmanship tips, activities for kinesthetic reinforcement, penmanship scope, rhythmic, letter descriptions, manuscript alphabet, teaching tips, phonics rules, sounds and diacritical markings, enrichment activities, alphabet pictures, games, activities, small letter cards, train patterns, sign language, glossary, reading assessment, alternate light unit test. In these books, you have everything you need. There's 2 quizzes and a test in the middle. You pull out the test. Okay. This is the test right here. You pull this out. This is this. They are very Christian. Everything in here is like really Christian, meaning everything is like morals and God and everything. And then they have this thing here, and then 3 points each, and you tally up this box of how much they got right, and you write that number, and then you write here, and then it kind of gives you the total, and that would be 1 test. Okay, and then at the back, what's your test score? They want you to get an 80 or above, I believe. Okay, so anyways, back to here. They have alternate light unit test. So if they don't pass that test, you can go back, work on that workbook again, and then you can get an alternate test in the back. And it also has the answers. So the thing I like about these teachers' guides is the guides teaches in a very easy to understand way. It's not overwhelming. It's not too much. And it shows the child's workbook page on the inside of this and the answers. So it's really awesome. So feel free to pause if there's anything in here that you want to see, but I'm just trying to move along. But you see how they have like dot maps, lesson story blends, phrases and sentences, word lists, and time drills, visual discrimination, reading skills, blending fun, word drill, sound review, skill applications, spelling, extra activities, extra practice sheet, tests, self-checks, grading a light unit, evaluating reading skills. Okay. But you can pause this because I've got it zoomed in. I think you're okay. Suggested lesson plan. Begin class with review, introduce a new sound, read the stories in the teacher's guide, discuss the story and then ask the questions, use the learning A sound, teach students the correct way to form a letter before they write the letter in the light unit. So it's like, I like this better than Abeka as far as the way they teach you. Okay, so here's the outline of learning to read. So learning to read, light unit 101, lesson 1, lesson 2. So they're teaching listening skills. And then here you're going to have the letter card, D for duck. And that's the little phrase you see on the back, da 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 da, Debbie Duck can say quack but can't say cluck. Okay, so we got here, very detailed of what you're going to learn per lesson. So then here's your sight words. So this is what they're going to be learning. So by learning to read, the end of 109, friend, paper, want, for, learn, number. Here's your daily schedule. So this is what I was talking about. Day 1, learning to read. So this is day 1, week 1. Learning to read, light unit 101, lesson 1. And then I guess that's Bible. So you don't start Bible yet. And then you would start math. Okay. And then on lesson 3, you start Bible. Over here, you'll see where they incorporate the language arts books, and that's going to be on week 10, day 47. You'll start language arts. And then RTL, I think that's their reading. So it looks like week 22, day 109. Then you start their reading program. And I have a couple little books here to show you. So this is their, let me put this here. This is their language arts. And I have a flip through. I have a whole flip through video. So if you check out my other videos, you'll see this is when they're starting their language arts. It's the mix of English, phonics, spelling, handwriting, okay? That's their language arts. This is the extra practice sheets. There's the answers in the back. I won't go into detail with that. It's not really necessary. Here's their reading program. And so you see where it just showed the reading. So this is the reading. And this is, I have a whole video of this as well. So feel free to look at that. This is the teacher's guide for the reading. Okay. And then here's the reading light unit. Okay, so I'm not going to like too much detail. I just want to show you, you see at what point you're introducing these things. Okay, but there's a whole nother video I have with an entire flip through. So feel free to go back a few videos and you'll see that. Okay, so there you go there. Oh, I messed this up. Oh, that's too bad. Okay, anyways. So here's your first lesson talking about listening skills. I'm going to go into the next page or the next one. But you see like how much information is in this lesson. And you can feel free to pause this if you want to read more. They do a lot about the dot maps. See? And this is what their little light unit looks like. And they have the answers. And then this is lesson 2. So there's their little light unit. What is this? It's a picture of a duck. Would you like to have a dog for a pet? Who made the ducks? What sound do ducks make? The word duck begins with the D sound, and then you'd have your little D flashcard, and it tells you class preparation, your flashcard, all this stuff, and extra activity materials. So then you have like this whole phrase where it's like Debbie Duck, and it's like Dale and Donna had a pet baby duck, and they want you to like put emphasis and like name Debbie every day. They took Debbie Duck down to the pond. They say like emphasize the D sound right here. Emphasize the D sound for the underlined words. So they're telling you to tell your kid, like, when you hear it, pay attention, okay? So like, Debbie, don't let that drip on me. Quack, quack, said Debbie. So the kid really knows what D sounds like when you're done this. And then it's like all about D and circle things and da-da-da-da. And then they got penmanship and different stuff. Man, I feel like I messed up my book. Okay. All right. So you can kind of read this and see if you want more details. Then they have over here, working with sounds. Now I will say some words to you. Listen very carefully to the way each word begins. When I motion with my hand like this, you say the same word. Think whether you put your tongue against the roof of your mouth, just behind your teeth, as you do when you say duck. If the word begins with D, just like duck, raise your hand. If the word does not begin with D, do not raise your hand. I will help you with the first two. The first word is dog. Now you help me say dog. Then you motion for the child to help. Did you put the tip of your tongue right behind your teeth when you get ready to say dog? Does dog begin the same way as duck? Yes, it begins with D. It begins with D like duck. So you'll raise your hands. The next word is sun. Motion for the children to say the word. Okay? Say the following words, letting the child raise their hand if the word begins with D. Dairy, deceive, down, funny. Okay, so then you go with that. Then they have more emphasis here. This is their little light unit. D for duck, dog, duck, door, house, D, door. Okay, so you get it. Sorry if I'm all over the place, but it's a lot of ground to cover here. It's a pretty detailed video I'm doing. Sure hope this video doesn't mess up halfway through. I'm not good at editing these videos. Anyway, so you see, this is still lesson 2. Do you see why I'm saying start this in kindergarten? One other mom did a YouTube video and she was like, we're going to take like a long time to do this. So she made it sound like what I'm saying is like, you should probably start this in kindergarten. But hey, if you start it in 1st grade, you're going to have a decent little workload. CLE is not a weak curriculum. So it's very rich, very potent. If you have all these different subjects, it will take time. And in general, homeschooling is short, but this is a rich curriculum. So it's going to give you a lot. I hope I'm saying this in a way that makes sense. But now we're in the sound S, okay? And then you got this little thing with the S's, and then you, I might be going into too much detail here. I don't really know, but working with sounds, I'm going to say these words, you know, stand up or clap your hands or raise your hand when you hear the S sound. But you see how it teaches, like penmanship here, review the S rhyme, review the terms headline, midline, and baseline. As you say the names of the lines, have the student point to the right one. Then have them say the name of the line as you point to it. The line at the top is called the headline. The dotted line under the headline is called the midline. And then review how to make the letter D. It's got all the details here. Okay, and then you see what the little workbook looks like. Okay, so after a few lessons, they're learning words. Many, some, and do. I wrote these on little index cards. So they're different than Abeka. Abeka's like vowels, and the short vowel sound is how they start. But this is just the sounds of consonants, and then they go into words. Okay. So I'm not going to go in, I'm just going to do a quicker flip through here because I feel like you kind of get it. But you can kind of see what they're, you know, jam, rod, rat. on Light Unit 103. Remember, there's 10 of them. When I first got CLE, we started on grade 2 reading. I was so confused by this. I was like, what on earth? I literally had no idea what that was. Okay, so this is the appendix. So it shows 101 sounds introduced, D, S, M, F, and the short vowel A sound. Sight words introduced, do, some, many, for, the. Writing, they're going to learn how to write D, S, M, F, A. And then it kind of just goes with each of these. You see all the way to 110. So then on 110, they're doing 3-letter blends like thra, shra, skra, spla, spra, stra. Sight words introduced, walk, water, animals. Okay, so you kind of get an idea of where it's ending. And then you'll see these blends. Like blah is going to be taught in Light Unit 108, Lesson 6. Okay, it's got all kinds of details here. The flashcards. These are some flashcards you can just go ahead and make because you know they're going to be teaching it. So this is where you get that little index card pack, like 50 or 100 from Walmart, and just like a little 4x6 or something. And just go ahead and write these little flashcards on them. Or you can buy it. I think they sell these. I'm pretty sure they sell them, but they're like big flashcards. I don't want big. I don't need that. I got the little ring. You get a little ring and you cut a hole in the cards. And I just kept them on a ring. I have not done this whole thing, but what I did start, that's how I did it. I don't know when I bought this. I don't know if I bought this before the Abeka or after the Abeka. I don't remember how it was. I don't remember when I got this, but we bought the Abeka videos to start, and my daughter was not digging it. It was way too much work. And then, I don't remember which one I did first, whether I bought this, but anyways, just showing you here what you get. I feel like this is going to be such a long video. I probably need to make like, oh my goodness. This is going to be so long. You can hear my kids. You can hear my kids and my husband. He's like, y'all, be quiet. I'm feeling like, oh gosh, I better hurry up and get off this video, but I'm not done yet. There's still so much more to do. Olivia is our 2.5-year-old, and she's intense. She's like the little boss of the house. She knows what she wants. Okay. Real quick, let me just show you. This is also the Language Arts Teacher's Guide, which goes with Lesson 1, which there's another video for that. Here's the kindergarten. I wanted to just show this to you just so you see. There's kindergarten 2 to go with the teacher's guide, and then here's kindergarten 1. It's really just so basic, the kindergarten 1. I would call this like pre-K. This would be more pre-K in my opinion, like pre-K 3, pre-K 4, if I was gonna do it. And then this one's pretty good. This is kindergarten 2. They have an activity book, and then they have a workbook. So this is just an example of what you would see. But I'm just saying this would go really nicely with the learning to read, or right before the learning to read. Okay, might do a flip through of that. And then here's this. But you know, you kind of see what they're teaching.